All right, cool. So, like I said, I'm really, really pumped up to talk about today's training because this is probably a topic that about 90% of my community has been struggling with and asking for. So, I have a lot to share with you guys. I want to dive right in. Hi, Martha. Good to have you here joining us. Hi, Kim. Awesome. Good to see you here. Cool. Okay. So we're going to talk today about how you can articulate or how you can explain your value so that you can confidently ask for the sale without it feeling icky and salesy and sleazy and all of that good stuff. Zena, good to have you here, love. Okay. So at the end, I have this really, really cool announcement I'm so excited about, so stay tuned. I got something really cool to share with you guys. Okay, so right now, let's dive into this content. I want you guys to go ahead and post any questions you have as we go through, because you know I love interaction, so I want you guys to interact with me. I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk with you, so let me know if you have questions as we go through, but let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so most entrepreneurs, from what I've been able to see, and this is something I used to do as well, but most entrepreneurs actually don't have any idea how to bring forth their value on a sales call. It doesn't even just need to be a sales call. It could be an email to your list. It could be social media posts. It could be any type of sales or marketing activities. Particularly, I want to talk about sales calls just because this seems to be a place that most entrepreneurs get tripped up is on a sales call. And so I'm going to show you guys today how you can kind of ex-nay this and not have this problem anymore. So what does this mean? So what does it mean when I say that most entrepreneurs have no idea how to bring forth their value on a sales call? So what that means is that you don't know how to talk about the results, the possible outcomes, the benefits of working with you on your calls. So really focusing on what is in it for them. So a lot of entrepreneurs, and I did this as well, so I totally get it, but we focus on the wrong things. We have this different type of intention, and this makes our sales calls go really, really sour. So people are buying the outcome. They're buying a solution. They're buying that end result. They really don't care about anything else. I know that a lot of us get tripped up on what do I talk about? What do I say? And what about all the different things I can help them with? And shouldn't I tell them everything the package includes? And we get tripped up and overthink all of these little tiny details. But at the end of the day, your ideal clients are buying an outcome. They're buying a solution, and they really, truly don't care about anything else. Once you sell them, once they become a paying client, then you can talk about these other things, which we're going to talk about. But when you're trying to get someone to enroll in a program, when you're trying to get a sale, when you're trying to get a client or a customer, you have to focus on the outcome for them, like what is in it for them. You have to focus on the solution. They do not care about any of the other stuff, okay? So people are buying that outcome, that solution. And so what you have to make sure you're doing is that you're attracting the right people. And we talk about this, I talk about this all the time because it was the one thing I resisted doing was identifying my ideal client. I really, truly believed, like in my entire body, I truly believed I can help anybody. Like my services that I provide are truly for anybody. And that's why I always struggled. I really had to shift my mindset that I wasn't able to help anybody. And not everybody that I could help was even an ideal client anyway. And it took me a long time to adapt that concept. But the right traffic, like the right person, is going to have the problem that you solve. So whatever it might be that you do, whatever it is that you do, whatever problems you solve, however you help your clients get from point A to point B, or from where they are to where they want to be, whatever that thing is that you do, your ideal clients are the people that have that problem. Okay, that is who you need to go look for. That is who you need to speak to on a sales call. Those are the people that you need to create your messaging around. You need to be talking to the people that have the problem you solve. And then with that, because you cannot have one of these without the other, but with that, you need a sellable offer. And a sellable offer is going to solve the problem that your ideal client has. Okay, so you can see that you need to have both of these. If you're attracting broke entrepreneurs, and they can't afford to invest in you, they can't afford your programs or your services, then you're attracting people that are not going to be able to come in to your offer or your program, and they're going to give you objections instead, right? So when it comes to the right traffic, you have to think about who's the people or who's the person, who are the people that have this problem that I solve? Like, who are those people? And then you have to decide, are these brand new entrepreneurs? Are these people that are in they're in corporate, but they want to be entrepreneurs? Or maybe they're in corporate, but they want to have a happier career. They want to switch careers or just have better relationships with the people they work with. Like, who are these people? Because as you start to niche down and get a little bit more clear about this, you'll be able to craft content and messages that actually speak to people that not only have the problem that you solve, but they have the money to invest in the solution. So if you're putting the solution in front of someone, you could be putting it in front of the right traffic, so to speak, but they might not be at a place where they can afford the solution right now. They may not even be open to believing that they can afford it right now. Therefore, although essentially it's the right traffic, it's actually the wrong traffic, because even though they have the problem you solve, they're not in a position or they're not ready to make the investment to get the solution yet. So that's where, I talk a lot about you've got to speak to buyers. And that's what I mean when I say that, is you have to speak to people that not only have the problem that you solve, okay, but that they also have the money to invest in the solution, or they believe they can find, get, borrow, earn the money to invest in the solution. They have to be ready. That's the right traffic. So when I talk about you speak to buyers only, that's who I am talking about. Okay, most entrepreneurs focus on two things in all of their sales and marketing. So everything that you do, sales and marketing, most entrepreneurs are focusing on these two things, and these two things are killing your sales. They are leaving so much money on the table. The first thing is getting a sale. Now, it sounds contradicting because I'm a sales rebel. That's what I focus on, like go get sales, right? And when you're running a business, it operates and its success dictates how many sales you get, right? Like you have to have sales. You have to make money. So although this sounds contradicting, let me explain. What I mean by when you are focusing on getting the sale in your sales and marketing strategies or activities, the problem is that you are attached to the outcome and you're focused on you. You're focused on yourself. So the problem with that is that sales is not about you. Sales is about the other person. So if in everything you're doing, if in every way you're putting yourself out there, if in all of your content and all of your strategies and your marketing and your sales, if you're focused on just getting a sale, this is going to kill your sales. This is going to, you're going to leave so much money and opportunity on the table if this is what you're doing. So let's look at what this might look like. These are some examples of making sales all about you and being really attached to the outcome. So you might say things or think things like this. You might say, oh my God, and P.S., a lot of this is stuff that I used to tell myself, so that's why I could come up with so many, so easy. But I might say, oh my God, I need this many clients before the end of the month. I have so much going on right now in my life. I just need a break, or AKA a sale. If this person doesn't sign up, I don't think my business will ever work. I need this sale. I can't believe they didn't sign up. What am I going to do now? I can't get any sales. I suck at this. If I don't hit my income goal this month, everything is over. Maybe I should lower my price so I can get a yes on this sales call, and then I can buy food. My kids are home today and we're sick. I just can't work on anything right now. I need this big break. Please say yes. Please say yes. I have so much to do after this call, but I need this sale. Okay. So this is the stuff that used to go through my head. These are the things I told myself. These are the things I was thinking when I was doing my sales and marketing. This is what I was thinking when I was writing the emails to my list. Oh my God, I have to make this much money. I need these sales. What am I going to do if people don't buy? Oh my God, I suck at this. Everything is over. Oh my God, they didn't open my email. They didn't buy this. I suck at this. These are all of the things that I kept telling myself and that I was thinking when I would write emails to my list, when I would promote on social media, when I would do webinars, when I would do anything live, Facebook Lives, anything. Anytime that I was doing a sales or marketing activity, these are the things that were going through my head. Now, if you can relate to any of this, obviously let me know in the comments below because I would love to know. But if you can relate to this, if you have ever thought this stuff, if you've ever felt this way, or just let me know, for one, in the comments. But here's the thing. This is an indication. What this means is this is an indication about that you are making sales about you instead of making it about helping other people. You're really just focused on yourself, right? Like, I need money. I need these sales. If this doesn't happen, then I am going to suck at this, or I can't feed my family, or, we have all of this stuff. If you have these things going through your mind, or if these are things you're thinking or saying, then you're making sales about you. You're making it all about you. And you're also getting really attached to the outcome, meaning like, oh my God, I suck at this if I don't get this sale. If this sales call doesn't convert, then what am I going to do? Like, oh my gosh, the world is going to come to an end and my business days are over. It's a little dramatic, okay? And it's definitely not true. Okay, I see a lot of yeses. So, okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one that used to think this stuff, because literally as I was writing this out, I'm like, oh my God, I could do so many more, but this is crazy. But this used to be my days. This is the stuff that went through my head. You are killing your sales if you're doing this. If you have any of this, even just one of these that might go through your mind, you might say this out loud. I used to say it to my husband all the time, like, oh my God, if I don't get this sale, like, I'm done. My business is over. And he'd be like, chill out. Like, really? So, again, you have to be careful about what you're thinking and what you're saying. And the thing is that sales has nothing to do with you. And I'm going to talk about what I mean by that in a second. I've got so much good value to share with you guys. You've got to stick around. I want you to really soak in what I'm saying. Okay. The second thing that's going to kill your sales is if you're focusing on features, if you're trying to promote or sell features. Big no-no, okay? Because like I mentioned at the beginning, nobody really cares. They're buying an outcome. They want a solution. What they want to know is that at the end of the day, they've got this problem and you're the one that's going to help them solve it. That's really, truly all you have to present to them. The path to the solution that they want. They don't care about all these other features, okay? So let's talk about some examples of focusing on and selling features, because this will kill your sales. If this is what you're doing, you've got to stop it today. Like right now, don't do this anymore, because this is literally going to make you lose so many sales. The first thing is here, well, this is the list of features, and this isn't a full list, okay? But this will give you a good idea. You get 2 sessions per month with me. The program is for 3 months. Our sessions will be for 45 minutes. You'll have email access to me. You get Voxer access. You'll be in a private Facebook group. You'll receive some workbooks. These are features. Seriously, no one cares about this. This isn't what they're buying, okay? Once you get them to invest, once they become a paying client, you can talk about this stuff right here. But this stuff initially, right out of the gate, is not going to help them say yes. This is not going to be the stuff that gets your clients buy-in. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. This type of stuff is irrelevant. I have sold thousands. I have sold literally $7,500 worth of a program with given almost nothing except here's what you're going to walk away with. And I didn't even give them anything else. And they dropped $7,500 to come into my VIP day with me. I've literally promoted, marketed, and filled group programs by focusing on this is what we're going to do together, and you're going to walk away with this. This is what you stand to gain by coming in and working with me inside this program. And I never even said how long it was, how many sessions. I didn't even talk about that stuff. And I sold people, I filled my programs. And then after people sign up, they're like, okay, what are the details? Like, they just don't care about that stuff. It's not the thing, that's not what they're paying for. Okay. And for those of you who do like a lot of charging, you know, like time for money or doing the dollar for hour type of model, which hopefully you're working out of that now, like ASAP. But if you're doing that, this should help you step out of that mindset. Because you can see here that people really don't care about how much time you're putting in or how much time you're spending with them. Because here's the fact, it can take 5 minutes to get someone a certain result depending on what they want. It could take 5 months. It just depends. All they care about is that end outcome, that solution. And, you know, for some of you, you know, maybe it takes some of you longer than it takes others to get your clients' results. It just depends. And so it really has nothing to do with the features or how much time you're giving them of you, how much time you're putting in. Those things will kill your sales, okay? All right, tell me in the comments which one, or maybe both of these, do you focus on most in your sales and your marketing activities? Okay, tell me which ones you focus on most. I'm just curious. I'd love to hear from you guys if you're doing one of these things or maybe you're doing both of them. So go ahead and drop those. Now, it's going to be really, really hard for you to help another person if you are constantly making sales about you. And I'm going to talk about this, about what it looks like to make sales all about you and how to stop doing that, because it's just not about you. And I'm gonna explain that, okay? So the truth is, sales is not about you. So what you have to do is you have to practice setting your shit aside. And I'm just gonna be really blunt because there's no other easier way to put this. You've got to set your shit aside. A lot of people come into a sales call with a lot of the thoughts that I just told you, right? We come into the sales call really attached to getting that sale. And we make it a really negative big deal if we don't, right? And the other thing too is we think a lot about, you know, what's going on in our life right now, in our business, in our personal life, what we have to do after we finish this sales call. And basically you're showing up on your sales calls or in your marketing with everything being about you. And that's the problem, because although your audience, your community, I'm sure they care about you. I'm not saying people like don't give a shit about you, but I'm just saying like people, if they're going to make an investment, they don't give a shit about what you got going on in your life. They don't, you know, they just don't. And sometimes that can be really hard to swallow because we are all going through our own things. And for us, it's a very big deal. It's very real. But your potential clients do not care, okay? For them, life goes on, business goes on, and they are looking for solutions to their problems. And they don't want to hear about your problems. They don't care about your problems. And you bring a negative energy to your sales and your marketing when you're focused on your own problems. And what that might look like is maybe your kids are home and they have school vacation, okay? Or maybe they're home and they're sick and you're stressed out because you didn't sleep good last night and your kids drove you crazy this morning. Now you got all these sales calls lined up and your kids are driving you crazy and you're tired, you haven't had a chance to eat, and you sit down and you're like, oh my God, I just got to get these calls out of the way. I've got this stuff going on. I don't even want to do these sales calls, but I have to. And then you get on the calls with this negative, shitty energy. And the problem with this is that whether you want to believe it or not, energy is it's in everything, and people can tell. Like, people can feel your energy through that phone, through that email, through your content, through your words, your messaging, your voice. Like, people can feel that. And if people feel that you're showing up with, you know, some reservation or some sort of like negative energy or stress in your voice or something like that, it just makes them feel really uncomfortable and awkward, and people don't buy when they feel that way. The other thing is, your head is not in the game. You're not showing up to really help anybody. You're showing up to get some money in your pocket and get about your day. And unfortunately, you're not going to get sales that way. If you're all about getting money in your bank and getting money in your pocket, and you're not showing up to truly help and serve people, you will fail when it comes to sales. You will struggle for the rest of your business until you stop doing that. I cannot tell you how many years I wasted doing this, just showing up with really, really bad energy. It was all about me. Everything was about me. And I literally have had my mom in the hospital having seizures and, you know, possible strokes, and she's been, you know, oxygen low. I've had kids on the couch puking, and I've been in here doing a webinar just like this. I've been sick. I've had nights where I slept 2 hours and I got up and I busted out a ton of content the next day and sales calls. I have felt really shitty about myself at times, and I've gotten on and I set that shit aside, and I showed up and made space for my clients, and I showed up for them so that they could decide if they wanted to work with me or not. And that's something that you have to start practicing, is setting all of your shit aside and being for, with, and to your potential clients, because sales is not about you. It has nothing to do with you. It is all about your potential clients. And until you start practicing that and you start making that part of your routine, is to say, you know what, I do have shit going on in my life, and right now I have a lot going on. I'm stressed the F out, but when I am working in my business, I've got to set that shit aside, and I need to be for, with, and to my clients. And if you don't do that, you will always struggle when it comes to sales. There's no way around this. You've got to start setting your shit aside. If you don't take anything away from today's webinar, take that away, because this has to change. The stuff you are putting in your head, the energy that you're putting out, the things that you are telling yourself, and you making this so much about you, it's not going to serve you. Okay. The second thing, sales is not about selling. And although this sounds contradicting, because again, I am a sales rebel and I teach sales, and we all need them to operate a business, right? Because we don't have a business if it doesn't make money. But here's the thing. It is not about selling. You don't come on Facebook to sell to people. People don't even come on Facebook or social media to buy stuff. They come on to build relationships and to connect with other people and to see what other people are doing. And yes, that can lead to sales. But you don't open up your Facebook and say, I'm going to log into Facebook and see what I can buy today. I know for me, I go to like Amazon to do that shit. I go to a specific website to do that. I don't log into Facebook and say, what do I want to buy today? So you have to understand that sales is about serving people. It is not about selling. It is about serving. It's about you showing up with a solution to someone's problem. That's what sales is about. If you're not showing up to serve people and you're just showing up with this attitude and this energy of sales, 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 I need to sell, 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 unfortunately, you're going to get chewed up and spit out, because this industry is not having that anymore. This industry is so sick and tired of that type of marketing that it doesn't even work anymore. If you're doing this, people are already like putting an X on you. She's pitchy, she's salesy, she's desperate, she's amateur, she has no clue what she's doing. You're annoying, get off my Facebook, like they will unfriend you. Everyone is sick of this. Sales, and even like Facebook's algorithms are changing where they're not going to be showing stuff like that anymore, because people are so sick of it. You have to start showing up with the intention that you can make money through building relationships and helping people. That's how you're going to make money. You're not going to make money logging into Facebook and saying, hey guys, come buy my stuff. It's never going to happen. Like, it will never be that way again. Okay, so you have to stop doing that. The next thing is you really have to adopt this concept that sales is not you doing something to someone. You're not like doing bad things to people. You're not like, going around like stealing money from people or robbing them or like doing something bad. If you have a solution to someone's problem, then you're doing something for them, because here's the thing. They have a problem that they don't know how to solve. And if you have the way to do that, if you have the solution, the way for them to solve that problem, you're doing something for them. They're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much. Like, I've been struggling with this problem for this amount of time. Or, oh my gosh, like I can't, this is what I've been asking for, a solution. Like, you're doing something for them if you're showing up to serve them and you're showing up to provide a solution to their problem. The only time you're doing something to someone is if you're illegally doing something, if you're lying, if you're doing something that's like fraudulent, if you're telling someone that you're going to help them do something that you know you can't. Like, that's the only time that you're doing something to someone that I would say probably isn't very good. But if you genuinely have a solution to someone's problem and you truly just want to help people, you're going to make a shit ton of money. And at the same time, you're doing something for someone else that they wouldn't otherwise be able to do. Okay? So let go of this whole thing of like, ooh, sales is so bad and yucky and icky and whatever. If we didn't have sales, just think about anything you've ever invested in. If there was no such thing as sales, if people were not selling, if people were not showing up to help people, then think about all the things you've invested in. Those would never happen. Okay, so sales is a great thing. Sales is an amazing thing. It's just how you look at it that makes up the difference. Okay, so that is the third thing. The fourth thing is that it's literally none of your business what someone can or cannot afford. I can't stress this enough. It is none of your business. I have so many people that come to me and say, oh, Ann, I don't know. Should I price it this high? I don't think my people can afford it. Or, oh, I have this, $97 offer and they didn't buy that, so I got to price lower. And it's always like, oh my God, I got to go lower. I got to price it different. I don't think they can afford this. What if? Here's the thing. That is none of your business. There's no possible way for you to know the financial situation of every single person that's going to come your way. There's no way for you to price an offer that's going to work for every single person. And this is why you have ideal clients, because your ideal clients are ready to make the investment, or they are ready to find the money to make the investment. Okay? If there's someone that literally cannot afford your services, or they're not willing to find the money to afford your services, they're not ready. That means they're not an ideal client and they need to go do some things first and come back later. It isn't any of your business what their financial situation is. And this is the thing that I really, really want to get people to understand, is that this is not your business. That's like you going to your potential clients and saying, hey, how much money do you make every month? I want to see if you can afford my services before I price it. Who does that? It isn't any of your business. I've had clients who have filled out my applications to book a call with me, and on the application they say, listen, I don't have a single penny right now to make any investments. And I will get on the phone call with them and they will drop $5,000 for one of my programs right there on the spot, skip the payment plan, straight to the $5,000. They want it paid. They just want to move forward. It's not my business. I don't know what they can or can't afford, and I don't care, because if they can't afford it and they want it, we'll figure it out. If they can't afford it and they don't want to find the way to do it, then they're not my client. It's not any of your business. You've got to let this stuff go. You have to stop focusing on what you think or what you assume people can or cannot afford. Because if you're pricing your offers based on that, you're going to have a really hard time having a sustainable, profitable business. Okay? Because everyone that comes to you is going to come to you from a different place and a different mindset. Okay, you're going to get people that are like, you know what, cannot afford this and I'm out. You're going to get people that are going to say, you know what, I really can't afford this, but I freaking want it. So what can we do to get the money? And then you're going to get people that are going to be like, sign me up, I'll pay in full. Okay, everyone is going to come to you different. You just get a price in a way that feels really good for you, and you base it on the value that's in your offer. That's it. There is no more to it, guys. The bottom line is that you offer a solution to a problem, and you offer a path to that solution in which another person cannot do themselves, doesn't know how to do, or they don't understand how to do it. That's why they come to you. They come to you because they have a problem they think you might be able to help them solve. If they could do it themselves, they would, okay? If they could solve their problem, they wouldn't get on a phone call with you. They wouldn't jump on your email list. They wouldn't join your webinars. People have problems, and we can't solve every problem we have because that would make us geniuses, and there's no such thing. Everyone needs someone at some point to help them with something. And if you have a solution to someone's problem, it's a disservice for you to hide that from them. It is so unfair for them to present a problem and then you say, oh my God, I know in my head I have the solution for them, but I'm freaked out because I'm making sales all about me. And I'm so afraid that if I say the price, they can't afford it. So I'm just not going to do it. That is such a disservice, and it's a lost sale. Okay, because here's the thing. If someone's looking for a solution, they will go find it. And if it's not you, it will be somebody else. It's going to be the next coach or consultant or service-based provider that stood up and said, hey, listen, I've got a solution. Let's talk about it, what it looks like, and see if it's a good fit. Okay, so it's a lost sale for you, but it's a disservice. It's like you have a solution to a problem, yet you're hiding it. Think about that for a minute. This is really something to think about. So, Anne, how do I articulate my value so I feel confident enough to ask for the sale? This is a question I get all the time. All right, are you guys loving this so far? Let me know if you're feeling this, if this is resonating with you. Like, let me know. Give me something in the comment, but let me know if you're loving this. Before I keep going, I want to make sure we're just all on the same page and this is good stuff. I'm just popping up Facebook here. Let me know, guys. Awesome. Okay, we're getting some yeses. Drop a couple more yeses in there, guys. Come on. All right, cool. Loving, Victoria said. Diana said yes. Awesome. We got some likes, some hearts. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the deal. First things first, you have to know who your ideal client is. I know this feels like it's just getting so saturated and old, and everybody's so sick of hearing this. But you've got to know who this person is. You have to know, number one, who are the people that have the problem that I solve? And then number two, who are the people that are ready for this solution? Okay? You've got to look at who's ready for this, because even if you find someone who says, hey, I've got that problem, it doesn't mean that they're ready to make an investment. It doesn't mean they're ready to solve the problem. You got to figure out their urgency. You need to figure out, how ready are they? Like, are they so ready that this is a right now thing and they're ready to make an investment? Is that how ready they are to solve this problem? You've got to find that, because if you find those people, you will close so many damn sales. You will fill your programs right up, but you've got to find the right people. You have to know who this client is. You've got to know who has the problem that you provide a solution to. Okay, that is first thing first. Like, if you don't know that, you've got to go do that work. You have to get as clear as you can. This is something that I've always said, you'll get clearer as you work with clients, because, you know, sometimes you just don't know everything about your ideal client until you actually start working with them and you have that experience. And then you're like, you know what? I kind of don't want to work with those types of people. So you can weed a lot of this out and fine tune it as you go, but you at least have to know, at a bare minimum, you've got to know, okay, who are the people that have this problem that I solve? And then who out of those people are ready to actually solve that problem? That's the sweet spot. That's where you're going to get those, yep, I'm in, hey, I'm in. They're going to raise their hand. That's where you're going to fill your programs, okay? And I reference that a lot as buyers. So speak only to buyers. Buyers are the people that have the problem to the solution that you solve, and they are the people that are also ready to invest in that solution right now, not next week, next month, next year, right now. Those are buyers. Okay, you might have leads. The other people are leads. The other people that are like, hey, I do have that problem, but I'm not quite ready. Those are leads. Those are people that you want to nurture the shit out of. You want to spend so much time giving them good value and nurturing them and helping them and all of that, but they're not ready to buy yet. They're not a buyer. Zena says, how do you know how ready they are, even if you've niched it down? So Zena, most of this you will figure out through surveying and doing market research, like asking questions. The other thing too is if you've ever worked with a client, I like to go back to my clients and I like to ask them, where were you when you and I first had our sales conversation? Like, where were you at when you first thought about making this investment with me? I like to ask them because birds of a feather flock together. So typically your clients spend time with other people just like them. And so if you know the people that have made the investment with you, if you know inside and out, you know, what made them make the investment? Did they have the money? What things came up for them? What made this a total yes right now for them? If you figure that stuff out, and you go ask your clients or people that have already invested in you, you now have like a profile of who those people are and what their situations look like when they're actually ready for this. And you figure that out through ideal client or through clients that have already invested. That is like gold. Your clients that have already, or buyers, that people that have already invested with you, they can literally almost tell you, like, this is who your ideal client is, right? So I always tell people, listen, go to the people that have already bought from you. Those are your ideal clients, because many of those people probably said, I don't really have the money. You know, I don't know if I can afford this. Oh my God, I'm so hesitant. Those people that purchased are giving you, probably gave you the objections that most of your people are going to give you or are giving you, but they went ahead and made the investment anyway. Find out what the defining factor is, what's the difference between those two people, and then that way you can craft your messages around that and speak to people who might not have the money, or they might be freaked out or really resistant to it, but they are ready, right? They are ready to make the investment. So I always go to my clients and I ask them and survey them like crazy. And I also survey my regular audience, people that have never bought. And I like to find out why. You know, if I have a solution to your problem, why haven't you made that commitment? Why haven't we taken that next step? Like, tell me what's going on. So I do spend a lot of my time getting to know my community, getting to know my people, because it tells me what I have to know. That's how I'm able to create trainings that I know people really need. That's how I'm able to create my emails that have great open and click-through rates. And that's how I'm able to fill my programs. Everything I create is based on what people tell me that they want and that they're ready to invest in. So if I had it available right now, they'd buy it. Okay. And I do all of that. I figure all of that out through market research. And it's not like you have to say, okay, I'm opening up my computer and I'm doing market research. You just basically do it as a natural thing every day, right? It's natural for us to engage and to communicate and be social and ask questions and get to know people. If we put all of us in a room together, we would all start talking to each other. We'd say, cool, where are you from? What things do you love? Do you have kids? We would all start a conversation because it's naturally who we are. And then sometimes we get online and people freeze and they think there's a different way to do it, when all in all you need to do is be social. Picture yourself in a room together with your community. And how would you talk to them? What questions would you ask them? You know, would you be like, hey guys, my name is so-and-so and I have this program. You want to buy it? No, you probably would not do that. Being online is really no different than being face-to-face. I always tell my clients in my community and myself to not do something or say something that I wouldn't say if we were face-to-face. That really helps me create content and marketing in a way that is more friendly and more social and more engaging versus pitchy and salesy. is when I start writing or start to map out a Facebook Live, I always ask myself, would I say that if we were face to face? Would I talk with that energy? Would I be that person? Is this the stuff I would ask them, or would I come straight out and say that? And I really stop and think about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm being someone I'm not, because I would never do that face to face with someone. And this really helps you kind of put things in perspective and slow down a little bit and be more intentional with the stuff that you're putting out there. Okay? Little tangent there, but so important. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. You will not feel confident talking about your offers or pricing them right, or even asking for the sale if you're not confident that you can help the person you're speaking to. If anyone can relate to this, if maybe you've been on a sales call with someone and you're like, oh my God, they want to work with me. They want to work with me. Like, they're asking me, what's the next step? What does it look like to work with you? They want to make the investment. And you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, what if I sign them up and I can't help them? Or you're thinking, I'm not sure I can really help them with all of this. I think I can help them with a couple of things, but oh my God, I don't know if I can help them with everything. What if I can't get them the results that they're telling me they want to get? And you start freaking out. I know that used to be me all the time. And here's the thing. This is a confidence killer. You cannot possibly be really good at sales and be really confident if you're not sure that you can help somebody. So this is why, again, it's so important. Be a little picky with who you speak to. Be a little picky with who you allow to take up your time. Be a little bit picky with who you take money from. Okay, because you have to really make sure. Yeah, Summer says LOL every time. Yeah, this was me for like 3 years. I would get on calls and people would want to work with me, and that's a great problem to have. But my thing was, I wasn't sure that my offer was actually going to help them. I didn't know if, okay, they make the investment, we get into my program, like, what am I actually going to be doing that's going to help them get that result? I didn't know those answers. This is a confidence killer. It's going to make it really, really hard for you to show up and to be able to guide another person through to a decision on a sales call and be able to say, here's how I'm going to be able to help you. You feel so much more confident and you sell so much better if you have this clarity. Like, if you have something in front of you that says, this is my offer, and step by step, here's how I'm going to work with them to get them from A to B, right? You not only are so confident, but you're excited because you feel like, oh my God, I have the path to the solution, the results that they want. That is a confidence booster, okay? Really important. So number 2, you need offers that you're excited about and confident in, okay? Just to have offers is not enough anymore. It's not enough because people are buying solutions. Now, back 15 years ago when I started coaching, and actually even like 5 years ago, I was able to throw out something so simple like, hey, got a one-on-one coaching program for 3 months. I'll help you with your coaching business. Sign up here. And I literally filled my programs. That doesn't work anymore. People aren't buying that now. People are like way smarter, and they're like, yeah, you tell me how you're going to help me get the solution I want specifically, and then we'll talk money. And people are not going to talk money with you, and they're definitely not going to pull out their credit card if you can't show them what you're going to do and how you're going to help them. And if you're not excited about your offers, if they're not actually sellable, like I call it, then guess what? You're going to have a really hard time doing that. So if you're not excited about them, if you're not confident in them, and if you're not confident that your offers actually provide the path to the outcome that your clients want, then you will not confidently ask for the sale, or you'll feel certain, you won't feel certain in your offer's value. And this is where I have a lot of people that are like, they'll say, I have an offer I'm excited about, like, I feel like I love it, except that I'm not really sure how to explain to my clients specifically how I'm going to help them get those results. Like, I'm not sure what that looks like. I don't know what to do with them once I get them in my program in a way that's actually going to get them to the outcome they want. I'm not confident in that. And therefore, what that really equals is that you don't see the value in your offer. You don't see it as valuable because you're uncertain about what it can even do for your prospect or your client. That's a bad problem to have, okay? And this is why I create signature systems with my clients, because you need to know, literally, step by step, how are you going to help people get a result that they want? And if you don't know how you're going to get them a result, chances are you're not going to. You're going to take their money, get them in your program, and it's going to fall flat. They're going to want their money back. You're going to feel like a piece of shit. They're going to talk bad about you, or they're going to request a refund. They're not going to give you a testimonial. They'll never work with you again, and they're probably never going to tell anyone to come work with you. It creates really bad cycle. It's a really negative energy. And so offers are a big deal, which is why I came up with sellable offers. Sellable offers is not your typical offer. It's an offer that is not only sellable, but it literally step by step tells your clients, here's what I'm going to do with you. Here's what we'll do together, step by step, to get you to that end goal. And when they see that, they see the value. Because when they can see a clear path, mind you, they don't have a path. They don't know how to solve their problem. But when you present a clear step-by-step path that says, hey, listen, you come into my program, we'll do A, B, C, D, and E. And then you'll have your end goal. When you show them that path like that, it's a total no-brainer, and they could care less what the price is. All they know is they want that end goal, and you just showed them the path, and that's invaluable to them, okay? So the third thing, you need to create that step-by-step path. That's what I was just talking about. You have to create the path that guides them to the result they want. Now, it doesn't need to be all of the results that they want. I don't recommend you stuff your packages. Just the first step. What is the first step they want? Maybe they want to lose 10 pounds. They want to shed a little weight. Maybe they want to just start by having a healthier diet, or maybe exercising or journaling. Maybe they want to just increase their income by like $1,000 a month. Maybe they want to go from $5,000 a month to 10, right? 10,000. Maybe they just want that first freaking client. I mean, it could be all kinds of things, right? What's that first thing they want so badly? And how are you going to help them do that? This is why I also say you can have more than one offer, because you're going to have people come to you at different stages of business. They're going to want different things, and they're going to want different ways for you to support them, okay? It's going to be really difficult for you to speak to the value of your offer and price it that way. And the possible outcomes inside of your offers, and you're going to struggle with pricing if you don't have a clear path to how you're going to get your clients to the results that they're paying you for. And that's the other piece that comes in for a lot of us, is we're scared to collect money for our services, and that is only happening because you don't see the value in your services. Because here's what I will tell you. If you know that you've got a rockin' offer, if you know that your offer step by step is going to take them to the results they want, as long as they are committed and show up and do the work, if you know that, you're like, there's no price too big. You always feel amazing about your price. You will put a high ticket or a high price or a price that feels amazing to you because you know the value in your offer. You're so confident about it. You feel so good about it, and you know it's worth the money. You know it is. If anything, it's worth more. But when you don't know how you're going to get them to the results that they're paying you for, this really kills your confidence. It really makes you feel like, you know what, I'm taking their money, but I don't know how I'm going to get them to a result. And if you're a person that works in integrity and you're a genuine person, you know that's not right. And that feels really bad, okay? The fourth thing is you need to know what's possible for your clients if they work for you or with you. If you don't know what things are possible for them, then you can't share that with them. You can't talk about that with them. You can't express it. You can't include it in your marketing because you have no idea. So you have to start to think about, okay, if someone comes and works with me and I take them through this step-by-step system and they can get this end result, what is possible for them? What are all of the things that they they stand to walk away with, right? Freedom, flexibility, choices, financial security, healthy weight, or a healthy lifestyle, or better relationships, or more time to do the things they love. Like, you've got to think about all of the things that's possible for them. If they come and they work with you and they do the work, they show up and they take that step-by-step path, think about the amazing transformation that they're going to have. That's the stuff you want to talk about. That is the stuff you want to let every single person you come in contact with know that you're passionate about. But if you don't know what's possible for them, that's going to be really hard to do. And in the beginning, I basically just thought about what changed for me when I started to take my steps. What were the things that were possible for me? What things became new for me? Like, oh my gosh, I was able to build up my credit and buy my first house. Oh my God, I was able to cut my work hours down 10 hours. So that was 10 more hours of time that I had every week to spend with my family. Like, literally, you just think about, if you don't have like clients where you have this, they've had this experience, think about it from your standpoint. Right? Think about all the things that have been possible for you through your work, okay? In order for you to have total confidence in the ability that you and your offers have to take your clients from A to B and charge really well for that, you've got to be able to tell them what they stand to walk away with. This is really what they're buying, guys. This is really what is going to decide or be the deciding factor if they say, you know what, sign me up, I'm ready to do this. Or, you know what, this sounds amazing, I'm just not ready. It's going to have to be another time. Because ultimately, that's what they're buying. If they could do this themselves, they would. They wouldn't even come to you, okay? You will have unwavering confidence if you nail these 4 things. And what I mean by unwavering is it will never falter. It will never fail you. You don't go back. Like, you don't build up this confidence and then fall back. Once you have this confidence in your ability to really serve and help people, it's unwavering. It never goes away. You always create from that place. You always have that energy and you always have that confidence because you never stop showing up and serving from that place of integrity and being genuine and really truly wanting to help people. Okay? When you create your offers, you will always come from the place of what steps are we going to take together to get them where they want to be? What are we going to do together? What does this need to look like? What does it need to include? What are the possibilities for my clients? You'll always think that stuff once you tap into this. It's unwavering. So here's the solution, guys, ultimately. Number 1, you've got to let go of the fear, doubt, and resistance around sales. You've got to stop looking at sales like it's a bad thing, a scary thing, like you're doing bad things to people. Remember, you're only doing bad things to people, or in general, you're only doing things to people if you're showing up out of integrity, if you're showing up not being genuine, if you're lying, or if you're doing something illegal or fraudulent, or if you're signing on clients when you know you can't help them. That is the only time that you're doing something to them, okay? Other than that, you need to let go of all of this fear and this resistance around sales, because sales is what's going to make or break your business. And so you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and then it will become fun, okay? Yeah, so like Lisa said, hashtag sales can be fun. And actually, I think they're a total blast. So, okay, number 2, you've got to learn how to create copy that speaks to the pain as well as the desires that your ideal client is having and wanting. And remember, it has nothing to do with you. Don't create content from your mindset. Don't create content from your point of view. Don't create content from the shitstorm you have going on in your life. You have to remember that we're just thinking about the ideal client that has a problem that they don't know how to solve, and we have the solution. What do we need to say to those people? What needs to get across to them? What is it that they need to hear? And then you position it that way. And you want to talk to the pain, which is that's what they're having, this pain. And you also want to talk to the desires, and that's what they want. You've got to be able to speak to both, because you want to show them, I get that you're struggling with this and that you want this, and in the middle is me, my offer. We're going to help you get from where you are to where you want to be, okay? And you need to be able to show them that and demonstrate that. Number 3, you've got to show up and be consistent, even if it feels like nothing is working, because your ideal client absolutely must see that you're showing up in order for them to trust you, okay? If you don't show up for your ideal clients consistently, that they forget who you are. They don't see you as an expert. They see you like probably one of them, because they're not showing up consistently and they're not doing things consistently, right? They're not really showing up like they know they should. And when you're doing that too, you are now one of them. You are no longer an expert that is killing it, that is consistent and showing up and is always right there. You're not that person. So you've got to start to be consistent. Don't put so much on your plate that you can't be consistent. If you're putting so much on your plate you can't keep up with it all, then you're setting yourself up for failure, because you know that you're not going to be able to be consistent. You won't commit to that. And yes, like Sarah said, lead by example. And my rule of thumb is you do not ask other people to do what you are not doing or willing to do yourself. That is out of integrity. That is just bad business. If you're not doing something, you can't expect your clients or your community to do it if you're not doing it yourself. So it's really important that you always show up for your clients. Even if you feel like, I'm posting on social media, it's not working. I'm doing Facebook Lives, nobody's showing up. I'm emailing my list, they're just not engaging. Even when it feels like that, because here's the thing, you're not the only person going through that. There's millions of people going through that. Even sometimes in my business, 15 years later, every now and then we have these little things that happen too. And we're like, hey, what's going on? But you have to keep showing up. And the way that you'll do that, the way you'll stay in momentum, the way that you'll stay inspired and excited is that you go back to serving. Because sales is not about you. Set your stuff aside and remember, you're showing up today, not for you. You're not showing up for you today. You're showing up for the people that need to hear you. And even if they're not responding yet, they do hear you. They do see you. They do read your stuff. They are seeing you. And at some point, you're going to show up just at the right time where they're going to reach out and say, guess what? I've been watching you for a while. You've been inspiring me. And they're going to want to work with you. And you're going to say, holy shit, that person is never engaged. I didn't even know who they are. But they do pay attention. So if you're not being consistent, you're being forgotten. There's way too many people in this industry that are killing it. They're showing up. They're doing the work. If you fail that, if you fall back from doing that, people will forget who you are. And it only takes a couple of days for people to say, hey, where'd that person go? And now you're no longer, they don't remember you. They've moved on to that other expert who's always doing Facebook Lives, who's always showing up, who's always delivering great content. They're going to those people and you are now forgotten. Okay? You just have to show up, even when it feels like no one is freaking listening. Okay? Okay, and then 4, you've got to shift your focus from making money to making impacts. This is the one thing that I blame all of my success on. This is like the one thing that always gets me out of bed and gets me into my office and doing work and showing up, is that I'm not here to make money. It's not about me. It's not about that. I don't sit here and say, how many sales can I get today? I say, how many people can I help today? How many people are feeling like they're at their wits' end that I could show up and turn that around for them? How many people could I inspire and empower today? And that is what gets me out of bed. Because the more people that you do that with, those are the people that are going to know, like, and trust you. Those are going to be your buyers. Okay? Those are going to be your buyers. It's not going to be the people that you're like, oh my gosh, you want to buy this? Hey, you should buy this. And they're like, I'm not ready. That's not like showing up to make money, even though that's what we essentially all want and need to do. Your intention needs to be different. You've got to shift your intention. And I'll make a statement. I would love to no longer, ever again hear anyone in my community, clients and all, I would love if I never heard again, have my people come to me and say, and I don't know, I need to get on and do a Facebook Live. I've got to make some money. Oh my gosh, Ann, I just don't know if I can make money. What if I don't sell? Oh my gosh, I don't know. What if they say it's too much? I would love to never hear that stuff again. And instead, I would love to hear, and what could I do today to make a really big impact on the people that need me today? I want everyone to shift your energy. Remember that sales is not about you. It's about you showing up to help people. That's what gets them to buy. You solve their problem. You be a friend. You show up and support them. You give them hope. You give them possibility. You inspire them, empower them, educate them. Those people are buyers. They will buy from you. So many people think I have to sell in order to get sales. No, you have to serve in order to get sales, because the only people that are going to buy from you over and over and over again and tell the world about you are people that know, like, and trust you. And the only way to get people to know, like, and trust you is for you to show up, serve them, inspire them, motivate them, support them, and give them value. Build a relationship with them. That's how you get sales. So let's bring it all together. And I want to talk specifically about sales calls with this, just because this is an area that most people are most fearful about and struggle in more than anything, is getting on these sales calls. And so the first thing is, when you invite someone to a call, make sure it's that right person. Do your due diligence. Make sure that this is someone who has a problem that you can solve. You can easily figure that out. Ask them. And then number two, are they really ready to change this problem? And those are some simple questions you can pop onto an application form, or you can ask them in Messenger, or however you're talking with them. You can just ask them those couple questions and you can figure all of this stuff out. They'll answer those questions and you will know. Number two, never dive straight into the sales conversation. This is a big, oh my God, this is so bad. I used to do it pretty much, and I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing this now, where you invite someone to a sales call, they say hello, you're like, hi, how are you? Great. Okay, so we've got 30 minutes today. Here's what we're going to talk about. I know you're interested in my program, so what questions do you have about it? I want to get you signed up and ready. Like, it's like, holy cow, chill. That is too much, okay? Remember, people buy based on how you make them feel. So don't make them feel, freaked out. Don't make them feel pressured. People buy based on how you make them feel, number one. And number two, people buy because they know, like, and trust you. So if they don't know, like, and trust you yet, you're wasting your time diving into the sales conversation. Take a minute and get them to know, like, and trust you. Okay? It's very simple. All right. Remember that you're here for them. Okay? So your goal, all you need to do on your calls, or in everything that you do, is see if you have the solution that they need to get them to the result they want. That is what you need to figure out. And that's what you got to put your energy and your focus on. Okay? Remembering that it's not about you. This is about them. The fourth thing, slow down. Ask a ton of questions to help you find the answers that you need. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs will tell me, I don't know what to ask. What should I say? I don't even know what questions to ask. And it's really hard for me to tell you specifically. I do have sets of questions that are like non-negotiable. You've got to ask these questions. But it's in a very authentic way, because everyone is so different. But at the end of the day, people are rushing through their sales calls so fast to get to that yes or no and that sale, that they're not even taking the time to ask questions to truly make sure that, one, they're an ideal client. Two, you can actually help them get the result they want, because that would be awful for them to make the investment. thinking you're the one that can help them. And then you come to find out that they want to make $20,000 in the next 5 days and you have no idea how you're going to help them do that. That would be unfortunate. So it's really important that you're asking questions that give you the answers you need for you to decide if you want to work with them or not. And that's the other thing. It's your decision. You get to say yes or no. You choose your clients. So if you are speaking to someone and you're like, you know what? I can help them with like 5 things, but all in all, this isn't really an ideal client. They have a lot of things I just don't specialize in that I can't help with. I think I should refer them to someone else. Or I'll be honest and let them know, I can help you with these 3 things, but not the other things. And then let you guys decide together. But you should be asking lots of questions to make sure that you truly can help them. The 5th thing is that you need to not get attached to any outcome, because this will shoot your confidence down so fast. I know a lot of people, they say, and they come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I got on this sales call and they didn't buy. I suck at this and I can't do it. I'm not good at this. I'll never grow my business. I'm terrible at this sales thing. I hate sales. And it's a big drama fest, because if you think about it, how much of that is true? And I get that the majority of my community are women, not all of them, but the majority are women. And yes, we tend to be a bit dramatic. But to not have one person or even 5 people say yes and invest in you, to say that you suck at this and sales suck and you'll never grow your business, think about it. It's a little dramatic, because there's billions of people on the internet, and there's also millions of other people that get no's all the time, and they're very successful. We tend to be very dramatic, and we take every situation and make it every situation. That's a good one. We take every situation and we make it every situation. So to say that one person and freak out about one person saying no, it doesn't mean every single person is always going to say no. It doesn't mean that that's it. You don't know how to do sales because you didn't get a yes on that call. So now you're going to suck in your business for the rest of your life and you're never going to make any money. That's really dramatic. And a lot of the times people just need to hear someone else say it back. And they're like, okay, that does sound a little bit crazy. So the way that you do this is you start practicing in your business and in your personal life even, just detaching a little bit from having to have control of every single outcome. Let that go a little bit. It doesn't mean that you're not being in charge, or that you're not in control, or that, you're just letting things do whatever. It just means that, you trust that yourself, that you're going to, that what needs to happen is going to happen. Yeah, Jennifer said, I'm going to start playing Taylor Swift song all day, Shake It Off. Oh my gosh, I used to listen to that song all the time. Do whatever you got to do. That's a good tune. Yeah, do whatever you have to do to let this go. Now, I look at, again, I know everyone does not love sales the way I do, but I look at sales as, if someone says no to me, it's a blessing. Thank God. God forbid I would have signed you up and you would have been a hell client. Thank God. And it made room for an ideal client. So more power to them. Say no, that's fine. I also do the same thing when I have people unsubscribe from my email list. Good riddance. Thank you, because I had to pay for you and you're not an ideal client. So get off my list and make room for my ideal clients. That's awesome. I'm so happy to see unsubscribes. So I really look at this as there's more than enough money for everybody. There's more than enough clients. There's more than enough people out there that need what you offer. There's no need to be dramatic. It's absolutely nonsense to even overthink it. You're wasting time. You're wasting money. You're wasting time that you cannot get back. Just stop all of it. Get out there and make shit happen. Stop overthinking it. Stop worrying. Stop focusing on what's not happening and go focus on the things that you can make happen. Let go of the things that you don't have control of and pay attention to the things that you do have control of, like being consistent and showing up anyway and doing the work no matter what. Like, you have control over those things. You don't have control over someone saying yes or no. You don't have control over an ideal client making the investment or how much they can afford. You don't have control over that stuff, so let it go. The only thing that you can control is your actions, your consistency, your mindset. That's it. So focus on that and let this other sales shit go, because it will destroy your business. All right. How many of you get on a sales call? Please tell me, I want to know this. How many of you get on a sales call and you have no structure or any idea how to really start, lead, and close a successful sales call? Raise your hand. Give me something in the comments. If this is you, whether it's all of it or just some of it, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious how many of you, maybe you don't have any structure, you don't know how to start, lead, or close a successful sales call. And when I say successful sales call, that is an ideal client books with you, you lead them through a decision, they say yes, they make an investment. That's a successful sales call. Share in the comments. I want to know. Come on, guys. And you can tell me if it's just a specific thing too. Okay, so, there must have been a delay because things are coming through. Sue said, I have no idea. Victoria said, not me anymore. I'm using your outline. Awesome, Victoria. Jennifer said, I've not done one yet. So yes, I think part of me is lacking a structure for this. Good to know. Sarah says, yes. Okay. All right, let me introduce you. I want to share with you. Summer said, just closing. I'm good at everything else. Perfect. That is an easy fix, Summer. Not since I took your booked workshop. Lisa, yes, that's right. Lisa was in, I did a booked workshop where I went over my sales system, my 8-step conversational close sales system. And then we talked about booking calls, but we really focused on that 8-step sales system. And Lisa, you have been doing amazing work ever since. So you totally took that and ran with it. I want to share two of my clients, because I think that you might be able to resonate with their situation. And I'm all about showing you what's possible for you. And so I'd like to show that proof. So I'm leading by example here. But okay, so my client Janelle was an online social media marketing and launch strategist. When she came to me, she was generating around $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Again, it wasn't steady, it wasn't consistent. And she wasn't booking consistent discovery calls. She was working a ton of hours. I want to say well over 50 hours a week. And she was a single mom of 2 young boys. These were rowdy, full of life little boys, living in her parents' 1-bedroom basement apartment. She had taken on a part-time job at a local cafe just to make ends meet. And for her, she couldn't fathom working any more than she already was. Now, that's what things looked like when she came to me. Also, her 4-month goals were she wanted to create consistent $5,000 months so she could move out of her parents' basement apartment, rightfully so. And number 2, she wanted to quit that part-time cafe job so she could go full-time in her business while still having time to be a mom to her boys. The gap is that Janelle did not have a working strategy to keep calls on her calendar consistently. And so what she was doing was she was always launching or chasing down leads to create any sort of income she could. Her packages, I say they were a mess. She priced super low for the value that she was giving away. And yet she still could not get past that $3,000 a month mark. She stayed there for quite a while. So what we did, the action that we took, just to give you guys this perspective, we came up with a couple of simple and proven strategies that she could quickly take action on to fill her calendar up anytime that she needed to get some calls on her calendar. Then while considering her busy life, okay, her busy lifestyle, we knew she didn't have any additional time available to put in her business. So we did 2 things. We restructured her packages entirely. I completely had her restructure them, and then we increased the prices. Now, we didn't even double the price. We just increased it. And from that, in less than 2 weeks, Janelle booked 10 calls on her calendar. She closed 7 of them. And so for my math geniuses, that's a 70% close rate. That is freaking phenomenal. It was resulting in her earning $5,329 with super targeted leads. So she was speaking to buyers. And Janelle was closing less than 50% of her calls prior to her and I working together. Less than 50%. And she, in 2 weeks, it was boom, up to 70% close rate. Now, Janelle had finally broke through her inconsistent 3K month mark, and in less than 3 weeks, she was generating $8,329 each month in her business. She had a proven strategy, so anytime she needed to fill her calendar with targeted leads, she could. So it was a rinse repeatable strategy. In 4 months, she was able to quit that part-time cafe job and work only 30 to 35 hours a week in her business. And in 6 months' time, she hit her first $15,000 a month and was able to get her own 3-bedroom apartment for her and her boys. This was an amazing transformation for her. She did such beautiful work. She was so committed to this outcome for her and her boys. Nothing stood in her way. Okay? This was possible for her because we restructured her offers and her prices so she felt better about them. She was giving so much away for free, basically, because she was undercharging. And I would look at her packages and I'm like, oh my God, you're giving all this away and you're not charging enough. And I restructured her packages quite a bit because I wanted them to be more valuable so she felt good about increasing the price, okay? So when Janelle started filling her calendar with the right buyers and had offers and price points that she was confident in and excited about, she showed up in a confident and in full service to, with, and for her clients, and that allowed her to close more sales calls, okay? Now, one more. I want to introduce you to my client, Melissa, because she was pretty phenomenal as well, which all of my clients are. Melissa's an online marketing strategist and abundance coach. So when she came to me, she was generating $5,000 a month, but she could not get beyond that. It was kind of that place where she's like, I hit a glass ceiling. I can't make more than this. So she was working full-time in her business, and she had been dreaming of making an impact, traveling, and she wanted to do some luxury retreats with her clients. Her and her husband were also eager to buy their first home. So Melissa's 4-month goals, she wanted to double her income. She wanted to see consistent 10K months so that she could have that bigger impact with her clients, get those luxury retreats on her calendar, and start saving to buy their first home. But she didn't want to work more hours. So she actually wanted to cut her work week hours down by 10 hours a week so that she could have more fun in her personal life. So not only did Melissa want to double her income, but she wanted to work 10 hours less a week, okay? So the gap was that Melissa was undercharging for her packages, and she was attracting a low-level, lack mindset entrepreneur that was fearful and hesitant to make business investments. And so she was working her tail off or ass off to get those clients, and then she was undercharging to secure them. So she worked really hard to get them and then undercharged to secure them. So the action that we took together is we looked at Melissa's inventory to see what she had available to work with and how we could get her on the phone really fast with some leads that we knew were going to be buyers. And then while she was booking those calls, we tweaked a couple of things in her packages so we could justify a price increase, okay? Now, Melissa was a little worried about increasing her package prices because they already felt really hard to sell. But when we tweaked her offers, she could clearly see how valuable they were, and then she felt really good about those new prices. In fact, I remember her saying, I can't believe I didn't charge more before. So the first thing we did is we made a couple of small tweaks to her current packages. I didn't entirely restructure them like I did with Janelle, but we did change a few things. And then we increased the price points to match the value of her offer. So the value and the price point matched each other. They felt really good. The result was that Melissa booked 6 discovery calls. She closed 4 of them, which is a 67% close rate, which resulted in her generating $20,500 over 3 months. So that was really big for her. So Melissa finally broke through that $5,000 a month, right? She generated that $20,500. That was that big breakthrough for her. She knew exactly what was possible for her and how she could quickly get buyers on the phone. She realized that by increasing the value and the price point of her offers so that they were a perfect match and supported her clients with a proven solution, that she attracted a higher level client, okay? And then over the next 3 months, Melissa was able to book herself solid maintained 10K months with dreamy clients, and she booked the luxury retreat for that following spring, right after her and her husband took a 2-week vacation to Bali. And then she also hired a full-time assistant who took those 10 hours a week off her plate so she could have more time to just do the things she loves. So she ended up getting that 10 hours cut off her plate. And it wasn't that the workload went down. We delegated those out. So the work was still happening, but it wasn't being done by her, okay? Here's the thing. There is nothing magic about my process, although it is quite magical. There's really nothing magic about this. All right, before we go into any questions, do you guys have questions? Post them below. Let me know what questions you have. I do have a special invitation that I am super duper excited about to share today because I've never done this ever before. I've officially opened up my conversation to close sales system to the public for the first time ever. So this sales system that I've mentioned a couple of times, my 8-step sales system, it's only been offered to, up until this point, like literally today, it's only been offered to my private VIP clients. My private clients are the only people I've ever done this with, that I've ever given them access to this system that I've used for over 10 years. So here's the thing. If you're tired of feeling like no one's paying your prices, no one's excited about your offer because secretly neither are you, or that the sales thing is just downright icky and you don't want to do it, you probably need the conversation to close system, okay? Because here's what's true. Here's what's true, and you might resonate with this, but I used to worry that I was charging too much and my clients wouldn't be able to afford me, or that they would make the investment, but then they had to sacrifice other things just to pay me. And that is a really bad feeling, right? And that's where you need to detach. It's none of your business, right? I also used to create random offers almost every single week because I was hoping that eventually one of them would resonate with someone that was going to buy. I would drop my prices or even negotiate them. I did that all the time on every single call, hoping to get a sale, to get that one client so I can make a difference and pay my bills. That is desperate, right? I also used to spend hours on my sales calls with prospects that had absolutely no intention of making any investment. But I thought that maybe if I just kind of hang on the line with them and we continue having this conversation, that they might change their mind and say yes. How bad is that? They might change their mind. I mean, really desperate. I also invested thousands of dollars on coaches and trainings and courses, thinking that if I just learned more or if I knew more, that I would get more clients and make more money. But that only confused me because it was never about what I knew or didn't know. It was never about how much I learned or didn't learn. It was about my mindset. It was the way I was conducting sales calls. It was the way that I was showing up on calls. And no matter how much I educated myself, no matter how many programs I invested in, I never got better at sales. And so my results never changed. It was very confusing. So the conversation to close system is a proven, customizable, rinse and repeatable sales system that you can easily follow to increase your conversions and feel really confident on your sales calls. It's in very simple, okay, very, very simple, 8 steps. You will close more of your sales calls with complete confidence, clarity, and conviction by knowing, like the back of your hand, what questions should you be asking, when to step in and take lead of the call, how to guide your prospect through an objection to a decision with complete grace and ease, how to effortlessly end in a non-salesy, desperate, or pitchy way, ask for the sale, and collect payment right on the spot. This is what the conversational close system does. It is a system I've used for 10 years. I used this system when I worked for David Nagel and I worked on one of his sales campaigns. I use this same system. I use it when I do any sales calls for Amanda Goldman-Petrie inside her certification sales call programs. I do all her sales calls. I use this system. This is a system that's worked. It's versatile. It's customizable. It's very authentic. It's not like scripts. So here's what it helps you do. It's going to teach you how to create the right space before, during, and after your sales calls to ensure that you gave your prospect an experience they'll always remember. If you can give them this impact on a sales call, you have done a great job, okay? It's also going to show you how to properly set expectations before, during, and after your call, so you ensure that you're only speaking to buyers and that you guys are both on the same page. It's going to show you how to authentically start your conversations so that the pressure of sales is released for both of you and your prospect, and that you're leading the call in a way that has your prospect feeling vulnerable and fully supported. It's also going to, I'm going to teach you the 2 things that you absolutely must identify on every single call to determine if your prospect will buy or not buy. Okay, so if they're going to say yes or not. It's also going to teach you what questions to ask and when to ask them, so that you bring your prospect through certain breakthroughs and you get answers that you need. You're going to learn what you should listen for on your sales calls and what you should take detailed notes about. It's also going to show you how to overcome objections without feeling sleazy, pushy, or like you're getting in their business. It's going to show you how to effortlessly guide your prospect to a decision and collect a deposit right on the call. Okay, so for those of you that you're not my closers, this will teach you how to be a closer, okay? What to do if you don't close the sale on the call so that you don't lose it completely. And this is really, this is where a lot of entrepreneurs fall short, is someone says, not right now, maybe later, I can't, I got to think about it. And then they let them go and they that's it. There's certain things that you have to do if this comes up so that you don't lose that sale completely, because I will tell you, 9 out of 10, they will sign up and buy. They will work with you. But you have to step up and do a certain set of things for that to happen. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get 4 video training modules that are consumable and actionable so that you can work through each module at a steady pace and implement fiercely. So this is really great if you're that busy mom or you're a 9-to-5er still and you don't have a lot of time. You're going to get my 8-step authentic, rinse and repeatable system for closing more of your sales calls with complete confidence so you get more yeses and less objections. When you use this 8-step system, you very rarely get objections. And if you do, they're so easy to overcome. You're also going to get downloadables for fast implementation. So we have checklists, scripts, PDF templates. There's other pieces of material that are going to help you get the most of this training and be able to execute quickly without overloading you with too much information. Okay, you're also going to get lifetime access to all of the recordings and the materials, so you can go back to these, reference the training anytime you feel like you're getting off track, you're losing momentum, or feeling overwhelmed. Consider it a little quick pick-me-up. Like I said, I've used this 8-step sales system for 10 years now, and I've maybe adjusted like one thing. It is so customizable. It works so good, we haven't had to change it. Now, to sweeten the pot, I've got some bonuses for you, 4 of them to be exact. The first bonus, you're going to get a video training where I'm going to take and break down my entire 8-step system, showing you how to bring it all together in one short and sweet sales call that will wow your clients and have them asking how to sign up and leave you feeling confident, authentic, and in total integrity. Okay, so that video training, I'm going to walk you right through that entire 8-step system. Like bring it all together in one little video training. The second bonus, I'm going to do an audio training where I'm going to walk you through what you're going to learn, basically what you'll learn in the training videos, and I'm going to bring it together in a sample sales conversation. So I'm going to walk you through how I conduct my sales call from the conversation to the close, and I'm going to cover objections and all. So you'll be able to listen to that audio, and I'm going to literally walk you through how I would conduct a sales conversation from conversation to close, objections and all. All right, the third bonus is access to my private Facebook, Facebook Like a Rebel Kickstart training. And this is where I'm going to walk you through several of my hands down favorite ways to fill my calendar with buyers so that your chances of getting those yeses on those sales calls are even greater, okay? Now, what I love about this is that I'm adding these bonuses in because it's one thing to know how to do your sales calls, but many of you are going to be asking me, what about filling my calendar with the sales calls, right? So I want to give you not only how to do the sales call, but I want to show you how you can fill up your calendar too. So the fourth bonus is a video training where I share why your prospects are not buying and how to shift that so that you attract only the clients that can afford you. So there's some juicy bonuses, guys. Now, once you sign up, you receive an email, and it's got details to access your training right away. So this is not something that you have to wait for. You could literally sign up today and start doing these trainings and start booking sales calls and start closing and making some money, okay? It's that fast. Okay, so it's time to set your sales on fire once and for all, and I promise you, if you use this system and you follow it, you will have the biggest shift and increase in sales conversions on your calls than you ever have before, and you'll never go back. All you got to do is follow the system, and if you do it every time, you're going to be so blown away with how easily and effortlessly you close your sales calls, and the only way that will stop is if you stop using the system. Literally. It's that authentic. It just works, okay? All you got to do is go to selllikearebel.com/conversation to close. Right now, we've got an early bird special going on. There's a pay in full for $297. It's originally $497, but we have early bird happening right now. So you can get it for $297, or you could do 2 payments of $148.05. Okay, so for $148.05, you can literally get access right now today and get started. Okay, okay. So these are the options. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions about anything we covered today? I think I shared a lot. If anything, I hope I inspired everybody. But let me know if you have questions. I'm just going to look through and see if there's any. Any questions from anyone here? Let me just see if I missed any. Summer, yes, you get this inside Momentum. It's already in the portal for you. Yeah, if you're in my mastermind, this training program and everything is all inside the portal for you already. Jennifer said, yes, you always inspire me, Anne. Yay. I'm so happy to hear that. Just kind of peeking to see if I missed anything. Zena said, really brought the consequences of being inconsistent home. Awesome. Yeah, it's really key that you guys are consistent no matter what. Sue said, this is why I chose to work with you. You can clearly lay out steps that I need to do and how to do it. Yeah, I try, Sue, to, get rid of all the complex stuff and just break things down step by step. I know for me, that's how I learn the best. Jennifer said, OMG, Anne, I love you. I could listen to you all day long. You shut my ego up and the crap just leaves me so that I can focus where I am supposed to be focused. Yay! I love that. Jennifer, anytime you need to hear anything, you just let me know. Zena said, so once they're warm or interested, survey that group. Yeah, the birds of a feather example makes sense. Yeah, Zena, once you can figure out, once you get people that are engaging and they seem pretty interested and warm, go survey those people. I just survey all the time. I'm always surveying. Summer said, yay. Yeah, the program's already in there for you. Just go in there and start diving in. Jennifer says, even when you're kicking my big ass, so I get out of my own shit. Yep. I am known to give that love and ass kick, and I'm happy to do it if you guys need it. So it's all with love. Okay, I don't see any questions pertaining to any of the training we went over. So the replay will stay up for about 48 hours and then it's gone. I know some of you wanted access to all of the trainings that we do inside this workshop. So right now that's $27. Just comment below if you want the link for that. Those of you in the mastermind, don't worry about that because it's in the portal for you guys. Michelle said, you're an amazing giver. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about conversation to close, let me know, but you can head up to the sales page. Let me drop it here in the comments as well. I'm just going to put it in the comments. You just go to selllikearebel.com/conversation to close. That's the sales page. You guys can go over, and anything else you want to learn about it, you can go there, or just come to me, let me know. But the link is below in the comments as well. All right, guys, so don't forget, next Wednesday we meet here, 1 p.m. Eastern, for our next training. But in the meantime, if you guys have questions, if you're working on stuff and you need support, definitely let me know. And I'm happy to come in here and support you. I want to make sure that we boost that confidence before the program ends at the end of the month. So let me know how I can support you, and if you have any other questions, and I'll see you guys over in the Facebook group.